I live a very boring and mundane life. And here's why you should too. I don't know about you guys, but I live a pretty boring life. I wake up usually around the same time every day. I go to the gym, I go to work. When I'm not working, I'm usually editing videos, watching movies and TV shows, reading. I'll go visit family and friends. And on Friday nights, I go to a Bible study. And that's basically it. That's basically an outline of how my day-to-day life goes. And occasionally I'll break this cycle, by going to an event or taking a trip every now and then, going out on a weekend, every now and then. But basically 90% of the time, I'm just running the same day back over and over again. And I've come to like this. I've come to really appreciate the structure and the routine of living a life like this. But I didn't always. For the longest time, I looked at it as a negative. And I feel like a lot of you can relate as well. You may have your own sort of outline that you follow in your life, and you might feel like you're not doing enough. You might have this feeling of emptiness and dullness with your day-to-day existence. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with social media and this current culture that has kind of brainwashed us into thinking that we need to be living these extravagant lifestyles where we're, jet setting across the world and traveling all the time and going to all these exotic places and doing all these crazy things, right? And this is how we should be living our lives. And if we're not, then we're somehow missing out or we're not doing enough. And you may feel this way, and this is how I certainly felt for a while. But over the years, my perspective has changed. And as a matter of fact, I've kind of become an advocate for living a very boring, monotonous lifestyle. So if you would indulge me for a second, let me try to make the case to you that not only should you be living a boring and monotonous lifestyle, but it's necessary. If you are at all into podcasting, you know the name Tim Ferriss. Along with being a podcaster, Tim Ferriss is an author, he's a public speaker. He's probably most well known for writing the book, The 4-Hour Workweek. He's interviewed hundreds of people throughout his career, ranging from athletes to celebrities to business entrepreneurs to military professionals. I mean, just the elite of the elite. And he wrote a book called Tools of Titans. And what the book basically is it's a compilation of all of the interviews he's done with these elite performers in various fields. And it essentially talks about how almost all of them live very systematic and routine lifestyles, meaning that their lives are basically built around certain routines and habits that they execute on every single day. For instance, a lot of them have really strong morning routines. They wake up every single day. They eat the same foods. They meditate, exercise, whatever they do, they just do it every day, almost obsessively. Their days are essentially made up of all of these little habits and routines and daily disciplines that they have cultivated over years and years of practice and experience. If you want to be successful, if you're chasing any sort of goal, whether it be a fitness goal, or you're trying to build a business, or you're trying to start a brand, or if you've got career goals you're trying to achieve, whatever it may be, if you're trying to build something, your life should basically look like a system that you wake up every day and you run the system over and over again. And it should be built around certain daily disciplines. And that's what a boring, monotonous life allows you to do. It allows you to cultivate certain disciplines and habits that you will use to carry you forward towards your goals. Essentially going back to this idea of Kaizen, this Japanese idea that we've talked about before on this channel, where you're inching your way towards success, 1% better every single day. And living a very habitual, systematic lifestyle allows you to do that. The book of Ecclesiastes continues to be one of the most profound books that I've ever read in my entire life. And I bring it up because there's a specific verse in this book that really was like a light bulb moment for me when I first read it, that really began to change the way that I looked at my daily existence. And it's this verse right here. It's Ecclesiastes 5:19. It goes like this. It is a gift from God when God gives some people wealth and possessions, the power to enjoy them, the ability to accept their lot in life, and the ability to rejoice in their own hard work. If you are somebody who requires a lot of stimulus in order to be happy, whether that be drugs and alcohol or novelty, maybe you just need to be living an extravagant lifestyle in order to feel fulfilled in life, that's not really a good place to be mentally and spiritually. And that's why this verse characterizes the ability to be grateful, to have gratitude in your life. It characterizes it as a gift from God, literally a gift from the heavens, if you have that ability to be appreciative for what you have. Because it also talks about in this book that someone who does not have this is essentially living a pointless life. They could have all the riches and all the wealth and success and fame and fortune that they want, but if they don't have the ability to appreciate it, then their life is basically pointless and meaningless. They'll never have enough. They'll never feel satisfied. And I feel like it's so important to remind ourselves of this basic truth, especially now in this age that we live in with social media. We can get so sucked in to comparing ourselves to other people that we are constantly at risk of feeling this sense of dissatisfaction with our own lives because we're constantly comparing ourselves to others. And so I think it's so important to recognize this basic truth. The equation is this: consistency plus patience equals success. Success is not built by waking up in a different city every day and jet setting and going out on the weekends. That's just not how it is. It's built in the long nights. It's built slugging it out in the gym. If you are willing to show up day in and day out and cultivate certain daily disciplines and habits that are going to carry you forward inch by inch every day, and if you're willing to give yourself the patience to allow the process to play out, well then, my friends, you are going to look back on your life 30 days, 6 months, a year, 5 years from now, and you are going to be so happy that you chose to live a boring and monotonous lifestyle.